Drink up, me hearties, yo-ho. Drink up blood, that is. It seems Dracula is going on a Kentucky tour to England, but half the fun is getting there. He wakes up and decides to have some Type O negative cocktails, much to the horror of the crew on the last voyage of the Demeter.
Hello there, you Lucianites, and welcome back to another episode of Spicy Boy Reviews. I'm, of course, your host, Andrew Isles. That's right, Last Voyage of the Demeter, or Dracula, the Last Voyage of the Demeter here, directed by Andre Øvredal. Known for directing Troll Hunter, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and Mortal. We begin this film at the end of the story. Spoiler alert! Where the cargo ship, the Demeter, has washed up on the shores of England shipwrecked, and no crew members are found in sight. But not before the soldiers who discover the shipwreck conveniently find the captain's log, which conveniently describes the story of the Demeter and the last days. Conveniently. This is obviously a tip of the cap to the book Bram Stoker's Dracula, which this film was based on, sort of the middle section of that novel. Because if you've ever read the book, you know the novel, or the story if you will, is primarily journal entries. Then we're introduced to a misfit crew of seamen. Led by Captain Davos Seaworth, First Mate Polka Dot Man, and new recruit Dr. Dre, who is pretty much our protagonist here. We see the whole film through his eyes. He's conveniently trained as a doctor, trained in blood transfusions, anatomy, and spinning sick tunes in Compton. As this crew sets sail to sea on the Demeter, a chick wakes up in a box full of dirt. And she wanders around the decks here, trying to insert some estrogen into this sausage fest. She also seems to be covered in bite marks all over, and is very, very weak. Seemed to have almost all of her blood drained from her body. What could have possibly done this? Then the crew members start to go missing in gory ways. Of course, we find out that there's a blood-sucking demon on the loose of the ship, picking off the crew members one by one. He's escaped his box full of Transylvanian dirt, and he's having a feast on these seamen. But of course the crew members don't know what's going on here, where all the people are going missing, and they're scratching their heads of what could possibly be doing this. Of course, this is like the 1800s or whatever. They've never heard of a vampire before, and I'm pretty sure Dracula is the first vampire in existence in this universe. But we, of course, the audience, know exactly who and what it is. And of course, the crew members have to discover what it is and how it functions and what it's doing. It takes their discovery of this thing way too long. I get it, they've got to figure it out in their own time, but like I said, us as the audience know exactly who it is and what it does. There's some fantastic scenes of Dracula, or the creature if you will, who's, killing off crew members, unsettling in a sneaky way. But as soon as there's some action, some blood and gore and killing, then the film slows way down, and drags a little bit until there's another killing scene. And Dracula here is not fully formed, he's more creature-like, animalistic if you will. Obviously this film is aiming to be more of a monster movie. Yeah, and he never fully forms into the Count. This is explained later on in the movie of why he's fully not formed and why he's picking off the crew members one by one. And I thought it was really clever with this little realization by a character. This film clocks in just under 2 hours, and bugger me, it feels it. Hour and a half, people. Perfect runtime for a horror film. Please! The film didn't need to be this long, honestly. Like I said, you get this killing scene and it's blood and gore, and then it slows right down until Dracula wants to pick off another crew member. I get it, they're discovering what the creature is, but bugger me, speed it up a little bit. In saying all this, it's not actually a bad movie. It's pretty fine. It's okay. As a vampire movie goes, it's good. It's mid. And honestly, I've seen way worse in the genre. The Invitation, anyone? The actors are all solid here. They all deliver a pretty bloody good performance, but especially our lead Clemens, played here by Corey Hawkins. He's very good. He's great as a lead. He carries the movie well. I want to see more from this actor. He's pretty bloody solid. The film has a very familiar structure, in the same vein of films like Predator, Alien, and The Thing. A cast of misfit characters are bunkered down somewhere, they're isolated, and a creature is killing them one by one. The film is very well made, I must admit, and it looks fantastic too. Costume and set pieces wise, it looks great for the time period. But again, the film is way too long. Everything could have been wrapped up a lot bloody quicker. This film also doesn't shy away from undercutting your expectations with certain characters that it kills off. You know, this film's got some bloody balls, I'll tell you what. Well played, movie, well played. Like I said, it's pretty okay, it's serviceable, it's fine. But that's about it. It's a decent monster movie, it's an okay Dracula film. Like I said, it's based on the middle part of the book. It's alright. But guys, that's my cheeky review of The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Write down if you've seen it, what did you think of it? But more importantly, what is your favourite Dracula adaptation? And of course, if you made it this far into the episode, please give me a thumbs up because your love and support keeps me going, because I just love movies and I assume you do as well. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe icon because I give out an episode weekly. And I'll see you back here next week for the next review. And until then, stay spooky, kids.